Okay, there we go.
All right.
Sweet. Awesome. We are here. Again, welcome to another episode of Educeumm. Today I have the amazing Baba Amin. Thank you so much for coming back again.
Well, thanks for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Yes. So today is kind of special because we are kind of doing a 2-for-1. We're going to be continuing my 20 or so dope black men I know, but we're also going to include Kwanzaa. We're getting ready to start talking about Kwanzaa. We're focusing on the third day, UJIMA, which is collective work and responsibility. So I just wanted to let you guys know what we're going to jump into, but I got to do the front part first, right? So the front part is, what is Educeumm? And what is 20 or so dope black men I know? So Educeumm is just a platform where we try to bring out what we already know and talk about subject matter in a conversational way that is sometimes difficult to tackle or that is uncomfortable to tackle, but we do it anyway. A lot of the times the information and the answers that you want are inside of you, but we just need to bring them out. So educe is the root word of educate, which means to bring out. And we just educing right? Is just us.
Yeah, bring it out of them.
Bring it out.
Bring them out. Bring them out.
There you go. I say. So that is what Educeumm is. 20 or so dope black men I know is just about me as a black woman being able to uplift and show positive relationships between black men and black women outside of marriage, sex, you know what I'm saying, things of that nature. And a lot of times when we see black men and women together and it's not a relationship, they're pitted against each other for whatever reason, right? It's always a fight, but it's not, that's not reality, right? The other reason I did it 20 or so black men is because all the time when black men are getting praised, we see these pictures of black men, which are awesome, but not necessarily, no worries, I have one too, no, you're fine, but I'm not necessarily black men that we see and have relationships within our community, right? So they don't look like my uncle and my brother and my professor and things of that nature. So I wanted to have conversations and show realistic, you know what I'm saying, black men who are dope and out here every day who don't get praised, right? And the other thing I want to bring up about you is that Baba Amin called me out on my first video episode of 20 or so dope. What about 20 or so dope black women? But what's interesting is every single time I've done one since then, I always ask, and that's why I don't have to bring it up, because you're gonna bring it up for me. You're gonna mention the black man. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
That's what makes you dope. So every time I bring on a dope black man, I automatically talk about a dope black woman.
I say absolutely. You know, I ain't never met a dope black man that didn't have a dope black woman somewhere in the vicinity.
You know. So they hand in hand. So now that I've done that long introduction of what we're getting ready to do, I'm going to go ahead and let Baba Amin speak for a little bit. I would love for you to introduce yourself, kind of tell us a little bit about your background with this, particularly with the Uhuru Academy and collective work and responsibility. And then a little bit later, I guess I'll ask you more questions, but I do kind of want to get into your background because I follow your page, and so I get some of your videos. And in one video you were talking about, I used to be a gangster rapper, and just about what is okay, what kind of music do we want to listen to around our kids? What kind of influence do we want to give them? Do we give them what we got at a mature age because that's what we like, and now we 30 and they got our babies listening to 30, you know what I'm saying? Are we gonna break down to So I would also kind of like to talk about kind of that transition, because when we talk about collective work and responsibility, I feel like sometimes people think that we were always there. No, it's a process. I'm working on stuff every day. I fail often, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So I just kind of want to talk about that.
Okay, cool. Well, again, I thank the creator and I thank the ancestors for the opportunity to just be on the platform with you. I really have a lot of admiration for what you do, and we're rooting for you over here, and it's an honor to be a part of it. My name's Baba Amin Ojiwo. I am the co-founder, along with my beautiful wife and Koya Ojiwo, of the Uhuru Academy. I am a husband, a father of 8 children, and I love my people. I'm an independent educator. I've been an independent educator for 30 years. I'm a grassroots organizer. I'm also a hip hop activist. In other words, I'm dope on the mic, but I'm an activist that raps. I'm not a rapper that dabbles in activism. And hip hop has played a huge role in building our school and developing our organization and in everything that we've done over the past 30 years. In relationship to UJIMA, and shout out to Funky Town, Texas. You know, I'm from Fort Worth. I always got to shout out Fort Worth. But in relationship to UJIMA and collective work and responsibility, you can't organize on a grassroots level without that, without embracing that principle. We are proud to be in our 10th year as the Uhuru Academy. You know, that's 10 years. You know, it's hard for a Black-owned business to survive for 10 years. But that's 10 years of independent, African-centered education. And we built a proud legacy for ourselves over the past 10 years, but we couldn't have done it without volunteers. We couldn't have done it without donations from the community. We couldn't have done it without parents being engaged and being involved. And we couldn't have done it without the powerful and beautiful Black youth that have come to our school and accepted our model for education and have gone on to do great things in their own lives. And I'm talking about youth and young adults like Sean Gales, who you had on your show, who I met at the Temple of New African Unity, which is a spiritual center that we founded, a spiritual organization that we founded that was basically built on the principle of UJIMA, but on a spiritual level, basically saying that you may be Muslim, you may be Christian, you may be Hebrew, you may be Moor, but we have some things in common. We have some things in common as a culture. We have things in common as a people, and we have to work to cultivate and build spiritual unity amongst ourselves, not just so we can deal with a common enemy, but so we can build powerful communities and nations where our children and families will be safe, you know, and so Temple was a place where regardless of what you did from 9 to 11 or where you were worshiping, you can come to Temple after that. We met up at 1 o'clock. Let's come to Temple and let's talk about us, you know. And so that's where I actually met Sean, and I began to be a Jegna to him from there. With the Uhuru Academy, it's built on the same principle. The Uhuru Academy, now I'm RBG to the bone. You know, I'm a conscious citizen of the Republic of New Africa, unashamedly African, right? But the Uhuru Academy is the same principle as Temple. The Uhuru Academy is what we call an African-centered universalist school. Okay, in other words, we built it for all ideologies. You know, we don't bring them in and turn them all into little Garveyites, right? But we do bring them in and make sure they leave school every day feeling empowered and feeling proud of their heritage, proud of who they are, right? And so we took a grassroots approach in building the Uhuru Academy. We don't have government funding. We had to partner with people in the community, and you know, some of my comrades looking at me crazy because I'm partnering with Christian preachers and Muslim ministers, and it's a trip because the first first campus that we had was in the back of an alternative school that was run by a Christian pastor. And then the first student that we had was a child of the Nation of Islam, right? The Uhuru Academy was built for Black folks, you know, and our student body, and it's funny because the conscious community in the beginning was kind of turning their nose up at the Uhuru Academy. You know what I'm saying? It's like, how dare you start an African-centered school, you know, and how dare you enroll hood cats children and all them hood kids in there and whoop-de-whoop, you know, and I'm like, well, you know, that's what this information is for. We have to learn how to build bridges, you know, inside of our community and build unity and build opportunities for us to work collectively. And what better mission to work around than the success of our children, right? If we can't unite around our children, then we're in a lot of trouble, you know. And that was my theory, and it worked. It really worked. Not only were we successful in Fort Worth, but we ultimately went on and helped people build schools in other cities and start programs in other areas, you know, some of whom are still open, like the Prince Circle of Legends Academy in Houston, where we partnered with Ashley Prince and Mr. J Prince, that J Prince, to put an African-centered school in Houston, where I am right now. The Uhuru Academy, South Carolina, just finished their 5th year. We're on a 4-acre campus campus out here with farms and animals, and the children are coming out to the campus here. And now we have Uhuru Academy online. We have students in 10 different states, 3 different area codes that log on every day from 8 in the morning to 3 in the afternoon. But we couldn't do it without the Black community. This is something positive that's being built by Black people for Black people. That's who we are. And we rapped, and along the way, we promoted the music. Well, we used the music to promote the mission. RBG Family Weekend, the RBG Awards, the Black Power Awards. There's so many different events that we organize, co-organize, and consult with over the years to help build momentum for our movement. So,
I say. Speaking of RBG Family Weekend, I was showing my mom the video that you were on with Sean, and she was like, "Oh, that's the guy from when we went to Texas." I completely forgot. My first ever vending experience, I started my first business, Jelly Boutique, where I sold like body butters and earrings and stuff that I made. And so Elnora was going to the thing. She was like, "You should come vend, sis." I was like, "You know what? Okay, I'm going to go in." And me and my mom drove from California.
Really?
All the way to Texas. And my mom remembers going to those meetings that you guys had, because my baby was only like 1 at the time, and we were talking about the option of homeschooling, and I was very serious about it at the time, and she was like, "Well, I've been seeing this, and you definitely need to keep in touch with Baba Amin." And so it's just crazy.
Wow.
Right? Isn't it insane? So it's crazy because now, we've been kind of going back and forth, because my daughter's going to be in 3rd grade coming up. You guys start. And I definitely decided she's not going back to what she was doing. It's crazy because everything kind of just falls into a line. But I said that to say that a lot of times you're laying groundwork and you don't even realize what you're doing, right? The reason I was even able to go is because you had a thing for vendors where it was like $25, which is dirt cheap. But then when I got there, you was like, "You know what, sis? Like, whatever, if you made some money, cool. You're not worried about it. You can worry about it.
California. Whoever gives you up, charge you a fee.
You know what I'm saying? $250 even getting the dough.
Right.
So I really appreciate that, and it made me remember, because I was looking at your face. I know this face, right? But now I remember, like, we had a whole experience. I remember it was an amazing weekend, and it was my first opportunity to sell. You know what I'm saying? And, so right. And so now, and so I really think that that's interesting.
That's the purpose. And that was the purpose of RBG Family Weekend. It was to empower. It was to give us a safe space to be unapologetically African. It was for independent artists, vendors like yourself. Come somewhere where everybody wants to buy Black, where everybody wants to support you, and we financed it out of our pocket, myself, Lone Star RBG, and the community. So that's why we were able to say, "You know what? $25." And then sometimes, "You know what? How'd you do? You good, man? We don't need it, because we didn't do it for money. It was a collection of group of Black families that came together, and we raised money from January all the way to August to be able to do that, to be able to provide that space, on Black-owned land. Like, everywhere you went, it was Black-owned property. We don't hold RBG weekend at the park. We don't get city permits. Everywhere you went, it was on Black-owned property. We would circulate money among Black people, and we were able to do that for 7 years in a row successfully. And so just to prove that it could be done, and so it warms my heart that here I'm talking to you, and you and your mom, and please tell your queen mother I said peace. Y'all all the way from Cali. You had your first
Florida. We drove from Florida.
All the way from, okay. You know what I'm saying? All the way from Florida. And you had that powerful experience, your first sales experience, and then talking about the homeschooling, which, and here we are right here.
Here we are.
Embarking on this whole thing. So, sis, you can't tell me, give thanks to them.
Like full circle. And I definitely feel like ancestors, always be present, just be watching out for you, I thought it was interesting. I don't know if I went to the Kwanzaa site, but the theme for 2020 is Kwanzaa and the well-being of the world, living and uplifting the 7 principles. I thought that was interesting because people like yourself, we do live, Black History Month, full year round. We live these that's like we literally try to like live our lives by it, and that's through the example. So I thought it was interesting because outside of creating opportunities for work, leading by example, as in me actually going after my dreams. For a long time, I didn't even understand what it meant to create, because nobody teaches you in school how to build wealth, how to create a business, right? And if your parents don't know how to build a business because they never had one, they can't really instill that in you, right? If you don't have that around you. And it took me a long time to understand action, what action really means, you know what I'm saying? Get up, send out the email, contact Baba Amin, set up the appointment, come on time. And so it took me a long time to understand action, but by giving the example, right, by putting in the work, by not stopping, you provide that example, you provide that blueprint. And another way that I feel like you've been doing that is through these online podcasts that we just talked about. You get back on top of being more consistent, but I appreciate it because right now, with everything being on the internet, and they're talking about this collective work and responsibility, like responsibility for the content that you put out. You know what I'm saying? So I was watching one in particular where you were talking about the recent incident that happened where the Black women were dancing at the restaurant and the owner got upset and it went viral and crazy. And I study media. So media is always really interesting to me, right? Because when you take a piece of something, right, and then you broadcast that, right? So and it actually talks around it. What I was talking about with this 20 or so dope Black men, I know why I wanted to show me as a Black woman having a positive interaction with a man, you know what I'm saying? Another Black man that's not based on a relationship, that's just based on mutual respect, right? And then having things in common. So all of that goes on, right? And you have the men, the women getting irate and hot, about control of their bodies and being, dictated and lorded over. And then you have the men being upset, about. I wanted to commend you on the way that you addressed it, right? Because there's another young guy that I follow. I won't say what spiritual background he comes from because I feel like it's being biased. But there are sometimes he puts out these statements that are just very inflammatory. And then he'll say something like, oh, well, I'm trying to promote unity in the Black community. But the statement you put out is, Black women, you need to do better for your Black men.
Right. Because sometimes, people hide behind that. It's really about us coming together. But, that's just the reel you in. That's just the bait. Say, okay, this is a positive person. Then you get in there and what's really going on is I'm a lonely little boy and I'm looking for a girlfriend that'll be more like my mom.
Super negative. Are you already
I'm angry at women, right? And a lot of people, one of the things I've always taught in Temple was that, we have to learn how to love one another in action, not just in words. And just because you put on a dashiki don't mean you love Black people. Just because you can say hotep, loving Black people, learning how to love us is a process. It's not an event. You understand what I'm saying? And we have to always be mindful, and watch our attitudes. We have to be mindful. We have to pray on that and meditate on our words, what the words we use, the source of our feelings. Where's this feeling coming from? I've been in meetings with Black activists where people will say statements like, see, this is why we ain't gonna never come together. And I'll have to stop the meeting and say, then why are we here? I can go get me a 6-figure job and just raise my children and be done with this. Why are we here if someone's at the table that believes we'll never come together? Well, I don't mean it like that, but you said it like that, and you meant it when you said it. So you can't organize your people, in my opinion, out of frustration. You also can't organize your people because you're mad at white people, because that only goes so far. And I tell all the time, just because you hate white folk don't mean you love Black folk. You might hate both groups. You know what I'm saying?
It's very easy, right? Yeah. I think a lot of times people don't realize that you have negative experiences with white and Black people. Like, you've had negative experiences with Black people. I've had some awful experiences, you know what I'm saying, with Black people. And so It's not about that. That's not what it's about, because there's a whole system that's going on. So it's not really an individual thing, right? It's about how you participate in that system. You know what I'm saying? As an individual, right? How aware you are, things like that. Could you talk to me a little bit though about the difference between an event and a process? Because you just said it's a process, not an event.
It's a process, not an event. A process is ongoing. A process takes you through stages. You know, when I'm going through a process, you know, I'm not going to be changed tomorrow, right? Uhuru Academy is 10 years old, but Uhuru Academy is going through a 100-year process. It's not, this ain't a 10-year process. We're not done. We're still a baby. You understand what I'm saying? And that's how I look at it. RBG Family Weekend is an event. That's an event. And when you come to RBG Family Weekend, you're coming to a powerful event, right? But that event is just meant to motivate you through your process. Because once you leave RBG Family Weekend, you have a whole process that you are going through of self-development, self-improvement, right? You're trying to build a business. You're trying to build wealth. Building wealth is a process. It's not an event. Sometimes we'll go to that Bitcoin seminar or that Forex seminar, and we'll walk out like we rich. No, that was just a part of the process. That was just an event, right? Right. And then we get frustrated when we don't have, when the money don't come in fast, because we went to the thing, man. That thing I ain't even made no. I've been trading for 3 months. I ain't got nothing. Oh, you don't. No, it's a process. It's not an event, right? And I tell people that too, so you could be on the lookout for charlatans. So you could be on the lookout for hustlers. I tell sisters that, be on the lookout for the brother that's just pro-black to get with you. You know what I'm saying? And I tell the brothers, be on the lookout for the sister that's just pro-black because she's trying to catch a husband right quick, right? You better have a process that you go through in your relationships rather than just banking on events. Man, we went out and we talked all night last night. That was an event. That wasn't a process. That don't mean we're supposed to get married. That was a great event. But now whatever your process is, you need to stick to that. If it's a courtship first or however you think it is, how you get to know your mate or whatever, you need a process. And that's what I was talking about in that live. What are our processes? You know, what are our processes with our children? I'm not telling you what to do. If you notice, I ain't telling nobody what to do. I'm saying, ask yourself, what's your process? Because some of us are not operating like that. Some of us are just operating like, you know, we turn a blind eye. We've gotten so desensitized to certain things. And by the time our children are acting out, we don't realize that we've educated them, miseducated them into that behavior directly and sometimes indirectly, just with your music.
Oh, yes.
It happens.
Oh, yes.
It happens, you know.
Okay.
And so we got to ask ourselves some hard questions.
Oh, yes, most definitely. I was speaking with a friend the other day, and I was just admitting, like, because it mothering issue, you know. But sometimes I get frustrated if I can't find something around the house. If I've really been looking for it and I can't find it, and I just scream like. But I realize, you know, I have a very impressionable young daughter, so I need to like try and be more calm, figure this stuff. Then it was too late, right? So my baby saw me, and then I was trying to be calm in front of her, and she just started screaming, ah! She was screaming for me. She's like, "This is what you want to do, Mom?" And
right. Let's scream.
right. So, but you're right. But I just realized they're very impressionable. You know what I'm saying? And not only them, but other people who are watching you. I was looking at this thing on Facebook because it's interesting. I feel like the way my feed happens sometimes, like people are speaking to you, you know what I'm saying? Like, why is it like my feed right now? But anyway, it was basically like, keep going. Like, even though they're not clicking, they watching, right? So I just think in terms of, because I'm a professor, you know what I'm saying? So I think in terms of a lot of times when I post, you know, my students are watching me, you know what I'm saying? I have, you know, all kinds of things that are going on. So I'll post something because I am pro-black. I am African-centered, you know what I'm saying? But and Africanness doesn't make me anti-you, right? Being pro-me does not make me anti-you. And so I was watching this clip, and I'll go ahead and be honest, I'm not good at beating around the bush. But basically the clip said something like, it said something like, are you willing to date outside of your race? Right. And so the person who posted it, I knew they was being messy, right? So when you go and read the comments, one person even said, "Why are you being messy today?" Right? And so then, like once people start responding, start arguing, having their debates or whatever, he comes in, and then one of his cousins or something was like, "Oh, well, I was just," he said, "Oh, well, I'm not closed minded like those other people. I know better." Right? And so I automatically, the first thing I think is, well, isn't closed minded then you judging someone for their preference? Yeah. Isn't that what closed minded is?
Yeah.
Right? Being
closed minded is not having a preference.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. So me being open minded means that you're allowed to do whatever it is that you want to do, whether it's stay inside of your race, outside of your race, all around. I'm allowed to do whatever it is I want to do without judging you, because that's what being open minded is. Not you being in my business and asking me what my personal preferences are. Right. And so I said that to say, when we're talking about this collective work and responsibility and this community that we're trying to build, and this openness and this healing that we're trying to do at this time of turmoil, like you were saying, process. I think that's maybe what I was getting back to. This process, we have to have some process of filtering, because like you helped me out a lot with your little videos. I'm like, you know what, I do need a process. You know, I didn't realize I didn't have one. You know, it's like, you have a process. I think you just kind of flying by the seat of your pants, but it made me. Because like some things, like I was saying with the business, we're just not taught. You know what I'm saying? Some things we aren't taught. And it's not necessarily that I need you to sit me down and teach me like I'm 14, but I need you to enlighten me just because I wasn't aware, you know?
Right. I mean, I'm still developing processes at 48 years old. You know, I'm still developing processes with the Uhuru Academy and learning, because I didn't have an example. I didn't have anybody that I came behind or followed. Of course, there were African-centered schools way before mine, you know, but I don't know any of them. I don't have any personal relationships with any of them. And then doing it the way that we decided to do it, in the middle of the hood, and dealing with different organizations and different people and families directly. So it's a new model, you know, and I feel like we were developing a new model. And so we had to develop process on the way. Like you said, I had to learn. I got to be a self-starter. You know, I had to develop my own grading system, you know, because once you get into it, it's like you realize I have the power to create. I don't have to mimic, you know. And so my thing is, I don't have to mimic the school system. I'm going to mimic a little bit because that's what my people are familiar with. But my goal was to create something new, right? And something new and based on African-centered principles and values, you know what I'm saying? But in doing that, we've had to create processes, you know, to be consistent, you know, and I'm proud to say that in 10 years, we've never missed a day of school.
Wow.
In 10 years. You know, there's never been a semester off. There's never been a month where we say, hey, we ain't got the budget, or we're not going to have class. You know, when I lost my last building, I gave up my last building in Fort Worth. We went virtual immediately. We was already prepared. Right. And so and thank God for my parents, and thank God for the work that we do. You know, our families are like, we don't care if you're virtual or in a building. We coming with you. Where you rolling? We rolling. Right. And so we had, you know, boom. And then having new families to come in. And so because I have process, when I talk to parents, I know my talking points. I understand where I'm going. You know, it's so over time you just develop, you know, a different process, different things that you do, but it's just about establishing consistency, building on it, keeping that positive attitude, you know, waking up and not just seeing what's not there, but you got to see what's there, because you can't build on what's not there. You can only build on what's there, you know. So you have to see what's there, and then you have to appreciate it, right? And then you have to define your terms. Like when I say appreciate, I ain't talking about thank you. When I say appreciate, I mean understand the value. Right. So understand the value of what you have. A lot of times we don't understand the value. Sometimes we overvalue things in our life, and sometimes we undervalue things in our life. So learning to appreciate is a skill within itself.
For sure.
You know, and you know, and we master appreciation. Oh man, we'll be on that level. Black men need to learn how to appreciate Black women. Understand the value of Black women, and vice versa. African people need to learn how to appreciate other African people. Like you said, having a conversation with a dope Black man ain't based on a relationship. It's not based on anything like that. It's positive. I can't build a school. One thing I understood early on when I was building this school was I have to be that Black man that black women can trust. I
Yeah.
can't take on, you know how many single women with children come and want to put their children in the school? I can't be Mr. Come get with me and all that. No. I'm married. I'm with my wife, 10 years, no scandal. Ain't gonna be no scandal. Because what we're building is bigger than the both of us. Me and my wife talk about it all the time. It's bigger than us. And that helps us stay within our values. And you know what I'm saying? Because it's bigger than us. We didn't marry each other just for each other individually. We married each other for our children. We married each other for our community. We married each other for our people. And that's how we operate. That's how we move. Not that we perfect. We still get into it like everybody else. But when we get into it, we go off our corners. We sit and think about it and say, shit, we done start a whole movement up in this piece. We can't. If we split up, a whole bunch of stuff don't split up.
You know?
So we got to get in here and figure this thing out. My little old feelings, I got to work through this thing. And that's what we do. And every African couple, every black couple needs to understand that you're married to more than just you. There's a whole mission behind strengthening the black family, behind building a positive black family. There's a whole mission behind that. You clapping because Kamala Harris is vice president, but we really need a stable black family in your home. That's what we need. That's where the claps come, because that's what's going to affect us collectively. Somebody getting a token job ain't going to do nothing for the black family. That's our job out here, the masses. We have to strengthen our families, and we need to do that collectively and together by honoring each other and honoring each other's relationships.
That's dope. The thing that stood out to me the most is what you said about build. Like, that is always my big thing. I was a single woman looking for a relationship. Me and my baby's father have a great relationship. We're very good friends. We just, it just didn't work, right? But that is my big thing. Like, what can we build together? What are you trying to get? You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you trying to create? What are you trying to leave for our children? What are your objectives? Because if you don't have no objectives, what are we doing? And then if your objectives are over here and mine are over here, then you know what I'm saying?
Right. I call brothers out, man. I call brothers out all the time, and I try to lead the sisters to the sisters, but I call the brothers out all the time. I be like, them finna bees, or I'm about to tribe, I'm about to start my business. I'm about to do this. I'm about to do that. You know what I'm saying? But you playing PlayStation right now, and so, my thing is, if you're going to come and represent these colors, especially, right? You gotta be about that action. You gotta be about that action in your life. You got to be about, I'm gonna get up, man. If I got the Uhuru Academy, but if I don't have a school, I'll go sweep a floor. Like, I'm gonna feed my family. I'm gonna do what I have to do, to feed my family. You don't need a job to work. So I tell every man, you get up every day, you're supposed to go to work. I don't care if you're getting a check from it or not. If you go to work, them opportunities gonna come to you. If you're sitting on your butt on the Facebook timeline arguing, ain't nothing coming to you that way. You got to get up and be about that action every day. And I tell sisters, if you ain't about that action every day, all right, don't fall into I'm about to. You ain't the missing link. You ain't the missing key. He ain't lazy because he ain't been with you. He's just lazy, and he gonna be lazier when he get with you. And you have to be on the lookout for that. So those sort of, like what you said, what you building, what are you in the midst of doing?
Right.
What are you in the midst? What are you working on? What are you writing down? What's the goal? What's the plan? That's vital. That's vital.
Yes. Because a lot of people are really discouraging when it comes to things of that nature. Like, when it comes to you trying to have something of your own, you trying to build something, people are afraid of.
Well, I say,
we talked about that, actually. We talked about people being afraid of black business. I mean, that's the same video. Yes. But you were just resonating with me. That's like, people are afraid of black business on both parts, right? They're afraid of interacting with black business. But I feel like a lot of times the black businesses that people interact with are like, not necessarily legit black business, right? Like this, you want that's my homeboy. He work on cars. Yeah, you want him? I'll bring him up. And then you call that a black business. No, that's an individual who works on cars.
I say.
You have him over. That's not a black business.
Right,
you know what I'm saying? No, I have an LLC. I have a website. You know what I'm saying? You go, you click the button, you order the product, I send it to you. I have a business. But you want to compare me to homegirl who you you saw on Facebook, you shot her your Cash App money. You know what I'm saying? And she didn't see your product, and now you saying it's a legit black business.
Yeah. I'm doing whole invoices over here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I pay taxes too. Like, and so I think that, but on the flip side, right? So they're afraid of interacting with us because you don't necessarily interact with black business. You know what I'm saying? And then a lot of times when you have black business, you have people who are telling you, oh, well, trying to make sure that you get a full-time job as well. You know what I'm saying? You want to make sure that you always have. And my thing is like, and I get that. You know what I'm saying? But no.
You know, you're going to come a time where you're getting your process. Because I had a job before I started. I had a full time. My wife, when we got married, was like, you know, let's go. We're gonna both go to work. We're both working, and let's stack some bread. You know what I'm saying? We had a little plan, right? But then that day came where I said, you know what? I gotta go. It's calling me. You know, and I walked off of a job, but I had a plan. I came and I started the school, and it wasn't making. We downgraded, man. No cable. Cash calls, couldn't do no car note for a minute. You know what I'm saying? Our children sacrificed, everybody sacrificed, but we and then she walked off the job, and then it was like, well, shoot. When she said, well, I can't do it no more either. Well, shit, come on, we finna grind together then.
Okay,
let's make it happen. You know, and it wasn't easy, but man, it was fun. You know what I'm saying? Like it was exciting, you know, and we both dipped back in and did side jobs. And, you know, and the cool thing, I have a lot of marketable skills. So I'm able to do some ghost writing over here, and I'm over here shooting a video over here, doing some editing over there. But it's still entrepreneurial. But my main focus is establishing this school. You know what I'm saying?
That's so queen.
She braiding. She braiding on the weekends and doing some doula work over here and whoop-de-whoop. So you have to build up your skill toolkit. You got to build your toolkit up. You know, if you're gonna be a black entrepreneur, you got to know how to do more than one thing.
You know,
you have to build. You can't be scared to get on your little computer and learn how to use Microsoft Office. You can't be scared to learn how to fix your own computer, because I fix computers. Right. And that's something I used to do on the side to make a little money. But the only reason why I know how to fix computers is because I used to have a music studio. And in my music studio, when my computer went down, I couldn't afford nobody to fix it. So I had to fix it. Basically rebuilt my whole system. And I said, oh, I'm kind of good at this. Right. Yeah. So you can't be afraid to learn something new if you're building something, if you're trying to build a business.
For sure.
You can't be afraid.
Thank you for that, because I saw this post the other day that kind of, I don't know, it didn't really rub me the wrong way. It just kind of like, it felt like, you know, like I said, sometimes I see stuff on my page and I know that person didn't post it for me, so I didn't have any issue with that person, but the post itself made me think about self. But I'm definitely a jack of all trades. I told my friend the other day, I was like, I'm the type of person, I feel like I can build a rocket ship. You give me the blueprint and the thing. You know what I'm saying? I'll be happy. So I saw this thread. It was basically saying, you know, make sure you have a niche. But as soon as I saw it, I was like, but that's how people die. Because as soon as that niche is not needed, it dries up. And but having heard you say that, what it reminds me of is I feel like you can have a niche and be a jack of all trades. Because I feel like Uhuru Academy is your niche. You know what I'm saying? But you still have all these other things that not only complement the Uhuru Academy, you know what I'm saying, but they also give you an opportunity to network with other people, to bring other income. And so now you just allowed me to see that post in a different way. Like I can have a niche and, you know, still be a jack of all trades.
But you know, it still my primary focus is here. This is the mission right here. But I understand that I got to undergird that mission with my other skills.
For sure.
You know, and so and when I'm over here talking to somebody about computers, you got a child. I just speak to your computer. What's going on with your baby? I've gotten whole students from my side hustles. You know, and so it all goes hand in hand. All of them. When RBG Family Weekend, I'm recruiting for the school. You know, I don't even have CDs. We got some dope music too. And me and my wife, we got little CDs with martial arts on. That ain't even our main focus. You know, we got everybody rocking, but our main focus is African-centered education. Our main focus is self-improvement, African spirituality. That's our main focus. But we'll come into this lane right here just to communicate and have this avenue to push our primary agenda.
Mm. Okay, I got two questions for you because
Okay.
like I knew it was going to happen, right? I was like, I'm not worried about Baba Amin because I know we're going to get to an hour like that. You know
I
what I'm
know.
saying?
I give long answers too. I'm trying to get better.
No, no, no. I love it. I love it because as you talk, you make me think. You know what I'm saying? And that's how the conversation
Yeah,
flows.
thanks.
But I knew I had these. Well, one I'm going to ask the first question. I thought then I come back to my other one.
Okay.
So you talked about spirituality. So when I think of collective work and responsibility, I do think of us moving on this spiritual journey. Like I said, I see a lot of shift on my page. Right, the first shift I saw on my page was us moving to this red, black, and green. And I want to quickly talk about that because people see the thing and then I assume everybody knows RBG, everybody knows what red, black, and green means, but they don't, right? No. And so, red, black, and green are basically like the colors of our people. So you can find that on a Pan-African level, right? So it's not only in the United States of America. We find that with Marcus Garvey, who was in the Caribbean and then came to the U.S. We find it over there with Kwame Nkrumah. We find it across the globe. We find these colors that represent Black culture. And people have issue with the term Black, but as a people of our descent, we have been through a million names, right? Color,
we've been through a million names, and we have the power to define. You can't let Webster tell you what something means all the time.
You cannot let Webster tell you, because even when you get down to the word African, the term itself came from, you know what I'm saying, a white man who was, you know what I'm saying. So when you break everything down, like what we call ourselves, what we want to, right? So. I say so, but the red, black, and the green. Red is for the blood, black is for the people, green is for the land. I say sometimes you'll see yellow, gold is for wealth. Right?
I say.
Yeah. Do you mind telling us what the RBG stands for?
Okay, so RBG is definitely red, black, and green. It's definitely based on those colors brought forth by the Honorable Marcus Mosiah Garvey in 1919 when he established the Universal Negro Improvement Association, when he called the Conference of the Negro Peoples of the World in the early 1900s, a conference where 25,000 Africans from all over the globe came to New York, the first RBG family weekend, you know what I'm saying, where they adopted this flag and ratified this flag. And you see a lot of African countries that have red, black, and green in their flag. If you search the history of those countries, these are African countries that won their independence from their colonizers. And they were heavily influenced by Marcus Garvey's movement. So that's something that connects Black people here in America on this side of the earth and with Black people over on the globe, on the continent, you know what I'm saying? And so modern day RBG, you could say red, black, and green. Some of us say righteous black guerrillas. Some of us say revolutionary but gangster. You know what I'm saying? Some of us say righteous black gods. You know what I'm saying? And it's really all about Kuji Chakulia, self-determination. That's our right to name ourselves, right to speak for ourselves, our right to redefine and to define however this is going to work for you, but it's not just enough to have a catchy catchphrase. You got to put some work behind it, and so the RBG movement that I'm involved in, we focus a lot on African-centered education. We focus a lot on health and wellness. We focus a lot on entrepreneurship, families and people connected to our movement, and that's that movement that you witnessed when you came to Texas. They're all about collectively working together, supporting one another, but taking those chances, holding each other accountable. Accountability is a big thing in our movement. It's a lot of people that get mad at us because of that accountability piece. I tell married brothers when they talk about, I'm supposed to get with this sister, man, you better take your black ass home. We don't rock like that over here. You know what I'm saying? And so that accountability piece is really big in what we're doing. And it's a process. That means we fall out. We fall apart, but then we come back together. We maintain communication. We love. Me and you fall out, but guess what we got to do? We got to talk about this. We got to see what's going on. We got to work through this, right? We give each other space to do what we got to do because we understand this is a process. What happens a lot, we get into organizations, one argument, everybody quit. Now we came to uplift the community. We came to put something in the community, but because I want to charge $10 for the show, for the event, and you want to charge 15, now see, he always been hating on me. I told that nigga don't like me. See, man, I told that sister, man, she want them bad. I bet a nigga don't hurt her feelings. Like, we go all that deep with it, but we're arguing over tickets. And next thing you know, I don't come to the meeting no more. You don't come to the meeting no more. And what we both don't realize is that we're both the problem.
Yeah.
You have some issues that you need to deal with, and that person has some issues they need to deal with. And whatever they are, we have to get to the point to where the mission is bigger than those issues. Just like when you don't like your job, but you go every day because you got to pay your bills. You got to pay your bills. Your supervisor got attitude. He racist. They just promoted the white girls who ain't got no degree over you, right? But you're going back tomorrow. You're going back tomorrow. Right? And you're going to tell yourself you rebelling. He came over there, but I didn't smile. You're going to do that, but you're going to be there because what you gain from it, you recognize it's a need. And what happens with us, we get into the rhetoric and we come around each other and start talking that noise. But do we really, really believe that we need to unify? Do we believe it's something we need to do to the point to where we'll work through our issues in order to get it done? Just a question to put out there.
Love it. I was gonna say three things. I'm gonna say them all because I'm not gonna keep talking. First thing is first. I'm gonna have to get with your wife. You need to let her know that I need her to contact me because you just made me think about something. I saw a post on Facebook. We're not gonna get into that because I have two other things I want to ask you, but I'm just gonna say it. I saw this post on Facebook and basically it said married men are off limits. I don't do that. Right. So in my mind, like, of course, but also for me, I don't mess with guys in relationships, period, married or not, because for me, I do understand that I don't need a piece of paper to be in a committed relationship. Right. So, but I also am trying to understand the aspect of dating. Right. Of like when you're dating, the difference between dating and like, I'm trying to understand. I don't really get it, which is why I'm single. Right, all the way right now because it's chaotic. You know what I'm saying? I understand the process, but I would like to talk to a sister and a dude too. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you need a guy's perspective, but I definitely because when you just said what you said, right? Men be saying that, and then on Facebook too, I'd be having people be like, "Oh, guys always be in my inbox," and I actually stopped accepting friend requests from some groups, but not black men, luckily, right? I stopped accepting friend requests from white men over 60 because every time I accept the friend request, you jump straight in my inbox. No, boo. Yeah. Delete. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not what this is,
Yeah.
But she was basically saying that, like you were saying, we have to hold accountability for each other because you can't jump straight in somebody's inbox when you're saying that you're in a relationship. But I also think that women need to have accountability held for them because you shouldn't be responding to married men, right? But also, I think that we need to understand what dating is, right? Because some women don't understand what it is to date, right? They think that as soon as I see somebody I like, they show me some attention, I'm now in a committed relationship with you. That is monogamous between the both of us, and it's one-sided, right?
It turns into a situationship.
I say, so we need to understand what dating is, what's involved in dating, right? And maybe there's some lines you shouldn't be crossing so that you understand that you're dating and you're not in a relationship. So I would definitely like to talk with her and maybe you at the end, you know what I'm saying?
we have a whole movement that's a part of our overall mission called the Black Love is Black Power movement.
Love it.
And my wife and I, we marry people. We counsel couples. We have our Black Love is Black Power weekend where couples come together and do like a rededication with one another, but we also like to host forums where single, people who are single or dating can talk and kind of dialogue about healthy friendships, healthy methods of dating. You know what I'm saying? Like we control that. I think that we're trying to fit a Black Power mentality, Black Power program on a white supremacy operating system, right? And so we're like operating with European cultural norms, but we're trying to be conscious at the same time, and those European, it don't mingle because the European do the one night stand, the European do the, you know what I'm saying, do the hey, you only live once. That's YOLO. That's a European concept. That's not an African concept. You know what I'm saying? And so we kind of get the two confused, and they don't mix, because you end up YOLOing, and then you wake up hotepping, and you like, ooh, I shouldn't have done it. Hey man, we together now.
Right.
We together because we did that. We together.
We're in a relationship.
We're in a relationship because we did that. Now that's your guilt. It ain't your love. That ain't love. Now you need to make this something real, because you done stepped outside the ramifications of what your core value system is telling you to do.
Right. And then too, for the women, like I have a lot of friends that I'm just like, boo, like just be alone. Can you be alone for 6 months? Like just be by yourself for 6 months, men and women. Both of them. Like I just feel like they don't understand what it is to be by yourself, and you keep moving around because you don't really know what you want, right? So you keep getting in these relationships thinking that that's what you want, but it's not what you want. You keep going to the same thing that you don't want, and you won't commit to it because you don't want that, but you keep. And so I don't know.
Sometimes we get with others, and because I've done this in the past. I was married to my wife. You know what I'm saying? I got with somebody because I didn't want to be with me.
For sure.
I didn't want to be with me all the time.
For sure.
It wasn't about being with you. It was about not having to be with me all the time. Maybe I needed to forgive myself for some things. I was upset at me for something. I had some internal disappointments that I hadn't dealt with, that I hadn't forgiven myself for. You know what I'm saying? And so I needed this other person here, not even to validate me, just to give me time away from me.
From self. Yeah.
From self. Let's dance on your problems for a little while. Let me come in and cure you, so I don't have to deal with my own illness.
Yes. Man, okay, that's a whole nother show, because I can talk about relationships for an hour. Okay, but I do have two more things that I want to do. Is first thing is I would like for you just quickly, because it is your area, and I'll go first too. I would like for you to quickly kind of talk about what do you think when we talk about collective work and responsibility, what we specifically as a Black community need to work on spiritually, not religious, right? Spiritually. And then the other thing is, what are you doing in 2021 for collective work and responsibility, right? So
what we need to do collectively, right? And then what we're doing right now.
We need to do collectively, spiritually, right? So that's separate. So, and that's why I said I'll go first, right? So, like I said, on my thing, like I feel like there's been a big shift spiritually, right, for Black people. So, like on some of my other friends' pages, they've been saying that like they've been having a lot of people coming back to the church, but I guess because I kind of moved away from the church a while ago, that's not what's been on my page. On my page, I've been seeing a lot of people shift towards African spirituality, right? And so for me personally, I've had a lot of people like inboxing me, asking me questions, things of that nature. And I'm always uncomfortable responding just because I feel like spirituality is a personal thing, right? I don't really feel like if you have to have somebody to tell you what to do, then that's not your path, right? That's not you being guided, right? So I don't like to direct, kind of like when you are giving your speech, not speeches, but your podcast, you know what I'm saying? You're not really telling me.
They turn into speeches.
Speech
will break out at any moment.
Information, so I try to just get the general information. And I try to really explain to people that there's a difference between spirituality and religion. But one thing that I think is helpful on a spiritual level for anybody, no matter what you practice or things of that nature, is if you don't want to call it an altar, you don't have to call it that, but I call it an altar. I love being able to light a candle to my creator and to my ancestors to say thank you. You know what I'm saying? I definitely think that it's a practice that people should have. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely develop a relationship with your ancestors.
You know what I'm saying? And just take that second, whether it's 30 seconds or whether you're going to take a whole meditation time, you know what I'm saying? And just to be grateful, to understand the sacrifices that have taken place for you to be able to, because sometimes right now in the season, I've just been dealing with a lot of depression, right? It's easy to get sad because there's so much drama going on. So I have to find out why I'm grateful. And when I think about what my ancestors have been through, like trying to stop tripping, get it together, boo, figure it out, focus, go back to the drawing board and figure it out. So having said that, right, so that's what I think that we as a culture need to, I think it would be helpful for us spiritually, you know what I'm saying, to kind of ground And I don't like to say gratefulness. I was talking to a friend the other day, and I'm going to be quick. I'm probably like you, right? Just keep going. I was talking to a friend the other day about gratefulness, right? I said I feel like one of the issues of our community, the Black community in general, is that we are so grateful, right? We can find it easy to be. I woke up this morning. I'm so grateful to God. I got movement in my body. I can move my legs, and I don't need anything else, right? That's my issue. I do need something else. I'm trying to build. You know what I'm saying? I want to give my children more, right? Just because I'm grateful does not mean that I'm not going to progress, right?
So, but you know, there's a difference between gratitude and complacency.
There we go. I say
there's a difference between gratitude and complacency, and sometimes we're expressing our complacency, not our gratitude, right? Because I believe in pushing and moving forward, and I can't do it without gratitude. Like I can't do it without walking in gratitude. I absolutely walk with an attitude, or I attempt to walk in an attitude that says, "Thank you, Creator, for everything that I have." And I'm not asking you for anything. I'm thanking you for everything that I have, and I'm thanking you for the ability to add to it. I'm thanking you for the ability to transform it. I'm thanking you for the ability to walk away from it if I need to walk away from it. Thank you for free will, because that ant gonna crawl to the anthill whether it wants to or not. It don't even know if it wants to, right? But you've given us a divine gift of choice, a gift of willpower, right? And so thank you for that, Creator. Then I talk to my ancestors. Thank you, ancestors. Thank you for giving me examples to follow. Thank you for pouring into me. Matter of fact, thank you, Creator and ancestors, for allowing me to be a part of a group that has more ancestors than anybody. Right? You know what I'm saying? So all that ancestral energy, that means we've been there, done that. It's in my DNA. Right? So if I want to build a business, it's in my DNA. If I want to learn how to be good with my hands, it's in my DNA. So I thank you, ancestors, for that, you know, and for showing me how to persevere, because y'all went through slavery. Y'all went through the Ma'afa just so I can be here. You know what I'm saying? So I'm thankful. Now I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with the gift.
I say.
Now I got to show you. I can't sit down. Once I recognize all of that, I can't sit down. I got to move. I can't sit down. Right?
And I say, and you segued me into what I'm doing, right? In 2021 for collective work and responsibility. My thing is I'm moving, right? We getting stuff done. So as I was speaking to Baba Amin about earlier, I am start launching a new Roku channel. It's called Cultural Immersion Media. The objective is to curate content that is relevant and a realistic depiction of us in our lives and the things that we want to talk about, right? So, of course, my main focus right now is African-centered education and Black. I don't like to say Black Lives because you think Black Lives. Anyway, but Black Lives, real live movement, things of that nature. So we're looking for all kinds of content. So if you are interested in submitting your content or getting your content on the channel, please visit culturalimmersionmedia.com. I say fill out our application because we are definitely trying to curate that, and that's what I'm getting ready to do.
Got some stuff to send your way.
I say I'm excited about that. And the other thing that I'm doing is I'm about to team up with Baba Amin. I say we gonna get my baby into Uhuru Academy. I've already been telling everybody about it. And I mentioned before that my daughter is high functioning on the autism spectrum. And whenever I tell people about it, a lot of times people that are close to me, I was like, why are you putting that label on? Why are you doing that? So well, one, my daughter's high functioning, right? So that means that she's very intelligent. She you know what I'm saying? She's very social, you know what I'm saying? But there are certain ways that she gets distracted really easy, right? Which is actually true for a lot of people, you know what I'm saying? But like she gets distracted really, really easily, you know what I'm saying? So, but having said that, because the more I say it, when people get back to me, they be like, oh, well, they said about my baby, but I don't tell people that. Well, my thing is, if they're going to keep labeling our babies with this, we need to be in control of the conversation.
I say.
So
we have to control the narrative, and we have to explore ways to empower our children beyond what they try to do, beyond the pills and all that sort of thing.
And creating ways for them to learn, platforms, finding out the best ways that they learn, right? Finding out, knowing that, hey, we did this in Uhuru Academy.
Their learning style. That's what we do. That's our approach at the Uhuru Academy. We want to know your learning style. We want
Yes.
to know your vision. We want our children to know why you getting education in the first place. What is it you want to do? What are you passionate about? What do you enjoy doing? And then we want to push you. These are some things that you want to know. We want you to get good at, but I don't want you to do math because I want you to be great at math. I want you to do math because I want you to be a great thinker. I want you to do math because I want you to practice logic. That's why I want you to do math, right? Yeah, I want you to look at process and just know they exist. You may never be great at it. That's okay. A whole bunch of successful people, they ain't never great at it, right? But I want you to be familiar with it and look at it. And it's going to empower you with it's going to endow you with some transferable skills that you can use in other aspects of your life. Now, what we're doing for UJIMA in 2021, one of the great things we're doing is developing our school here in Columbia, South Carolina. We have developed a model that we call ASTEM, African-centered STEM. And it's a STEM program that's teaching agricultural science, computer science. Our children are building computers and networking computers and that sort of thing. Medical science, kitchen science, as far as preparing organic, vegan meals and understanding the vitamins and minerals that you get from everything that you eat, but putting it in a context of empowering Africans globally. Right. And so I'm very excited about that. We have a powerful team here led by Dr. Adesanya, who is 72 years old, walk with Malcolm, walk with Huey. And he's an elder here, and he is such an inspiration. Then we have Keontae and Kerry Washington, Lachelle Washington, the Washington family, who are the founders of Uhuru Academy SC. I was blessed to train them and share our model with them 6 years ago. And now we're all here working together, continuing to develop that program. Another thing that I'm doing collectively, my wife and I collectively, we're looking at some land, and we're about to develop some land for our family of our own out here in South Carolina. And so we're excited about that as well. The Uhuru Academy online program, we're looking to expand that program to bring in teachers. Our goal is 300 students and at least 20 teachers. We want to really grow the online program. We want to be the most powerful African-centered online private school in the world. We're already probably the only one. We're already probably the first one that's a full-time virtual academy. So now it's time to build that out. So I'm looking for Black creatives. I'm looking for teachers. I'm looking for people who really want to get involved and build curriculum and make that online experience the best that it could possibly be. Because even when we go back to public school, virtual education ain't going nowhere. It's still going to be here. You're still going to have families that say, I'm not sending my babies back there. Right. And they need an alternative. They don't have a physical until I can come build an African Center school in your town. Then you definitely log your baby in with us. And so we're definitely working to develop that as well. And so that's the main thrust for us in 2021 is building my family, my personal health. I want to be in the best shape of my life when I turn 50 years old. I got 2 years. Right. And all y'all be one of them old dudes. They're like, oh, okay, yeah,
Oh yeah, I mean, yes, I'm finished. I follow. Yes.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. And so that's our goal as well. And that's what it is. And it's gonna take collective work. You don't do any of this by yourself. Sure. You have to work together, and you have to hold one another accountable in order to get it done. And so I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be painful at times. It's going to be stressful at times, but it's a beautiful, beautiful struggle. It's the most beautiful struggle that you could be a part of, right? And so we working towards the victory, and that's what it is.
I say. Well, thank you so much. This has been an amazing session. So I know this is live, so I don't know if anybody's gonna catch this. If you did catch this, guess what? You can catch it again for UJIMA on December 28th. Ashe. Also on December 28th, I'm going to be presenting you with your t-shirt and your certificate for a dope Black man. Ashe. I'll get that to you on the 28th. Because we're gonna refigure out how to live stream this and at least be in the comments. So thank you again for
Thanks for having me.
And I'm excited for us.
For having me.
For sure, for us working. And you don't have to hang up because I'm just ending the session. So just give me 1 second. Okay.
Okay, no problem.
All right, bye.